sends the same message as Chelsea making interim management decisions a few years ago that didn't go dreadfully badly for them. I mean, if the answer to the question is Ed Woodward was staying, what is the bloody question? Because ultimately Ed Woodward has presided over the introduction of... and he was the architect of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reign and the consistent supporter of it. Doesn't matter what happens, we're going to support this guy. Doesn't matter what the landscape changes to, we're going to support this guy. So him staying to be part of the management appointment decision is almost the blind leading the blind, it would appear. The interim management thing doesn't worry me too much. It does say on one hand that you're potentially writing the season off. On the other hand, it tells you that possibly the candidates that they want, whether it's, I'm sorry, I don't know where Danny sits on this, I think I do know this, laughably whether it's nailed on for Pochettino, who's not actually won anything.
Well, he kind of has. He won one trophy PSG when he went in late, didn't he?
Okay, well, anything of significance then, right?
But you think that's laughable to mention Pochettino in the same breath?
I just don't understand the argument. I can't understand Gary Neville's argument about Conte. I just can't understand it. The reason why Conte leaves football teams is because he doesn't get what he wants. At United, you always get what you want. You know, there's no shortage of the ownership model supporting the manager with whomsoever they want, with the exception of perhaps Mourinho, who pushed it too far with certain outlooks and attitudes, and they'd already decided that Mourinho's days were numbered.
Yeah,
when
but
the
Conte ship sailed, so we've got to put that to bed now.
I understand that, but then if you're going to look, if we're looking down the barrel of suggesting that people are speaking on behalf of the management and understand where the management's going, we've got to put that through the prism first, and then go, right, where's the management going then? And if the management's heading towards, Ajax, Ten Hag, I can see that. Pochettino, I just don't get it. I think he's decent.
But that surely is the key. Why is this club going for a stopgap appointment?
Well,
if you want Ten Hag, get him.
Because they can't get him.
If you want,
why? Because he said he doesn't want to go until the end of next season. Oh yeah, you can go. I mean, if there's a release clause in his contract,
get Gerrard out of Rangers.
Because there was a release clause and they paid a compensation that perhaps was already built into his contract. If Ten Hag hasn't got one built into his, it's a bit more difficult.
The argument is, if you would try and get the man you want straight away, and then if you can't get him till the end of the season, if you put if you nail your colour, what's the word?
Nail your colours to the mast.
Nail your colours to the mast. You say, I want him, but I can't get him to the end of the season. Fine, then do an interim manager. Fine, no, it's not a problem. If the one you want is good enough, then you wait for him. I don't think that the type of managers they're talking about now are really going to make United fans mouthwater. They're not. None of them that you've mentioned so far are Conte. They're perfect, are they? With their history, what they've done.
But who'd want to take it till the end of the season?
Well, there's always
a lot of people.
Yeah, because you get rewarded financially, and you get the chance to show that you can. I mean,
it didn't
if you
hurt
walk
Gus
in,
Hiddink. It didn't hurt Benitez to go and do Chelsea's job for 5 minutes, and it actually probably helped them. Give them a big bag of money, stabilise, get the players into the right frame of mind, and bring the guy in the next summer if that's what you want to do. Or break the bank and say, I don't give a monkeys what the compensation is for XYZ player, XYZ manager.
Yeah.
In you come because quite frankly,
this is Manchester United.
Well, look at Man United's share price. Again, I go back to that. They've wiped $400 million off their share price in 2 months. They can afford to pay someone 20 million quid to get him out of his contract.
Okay, so if you go back to basics, what do you want as a manager? You want the best that's out there to try and compete.
Best in class.
In our division, we've got some of the best managers in the world. We all agree on that.
Yeah.
Right. Who can I get? Who is one of the best out there? What's it going to cost? United can afford it.
Totally.
So why aren't they thinking about trying to persuade Hansi Flick, for example?
Oh, it's a World Cup next year. He's not going to fancy that.
Well, so you're telling me that a manager working at international level...
would he?
Well, I don't know till you had the call, do you? Why aren't you aiming high? Why aren't you aiming for the best? Because Pochettino, although I like him...
push the envelope, see what you get back.
Yeah.
Push it as hard as you possibly can.
If Pochettino is the one, fine, but why is he the one? Why? Because the fans wanted him 8 months ago before he struggled at Tottenham.
But why not? Sir Alex loved him.
Well, because he's never won.
Sir Alex wanted him.
Because he's for me, he's a manager who is yet to be proven at a top level club winning things consistently. He made Tottenham into a competitive side by coaching players well, making them better together collectively and individually. Did a great job at Spurs with players who wanted to be coached and wanted to get better. He's going to be walking in, as he is at PSG, where he struggled a bit, to be fair, let's be honest. He can't seem to integrate the front three together, this perfect front three that everyone...
So you wouldn't go all out for Pochettino?
I like him, but no, because it's a risk. He's yet to show that he can deal with top-class international players over a period of time and win things.
So if you had a choice now, going for a fairly all-right, an interim manager until the end of the season, or all-out Pochettino, what would you do?
I'd go interim.
You would go interim?
Until you find a better...
Over Poch? Yeah. On a permanent basis?
Yeah.
That's Danny's view. But if United want Pochettino,
Yeah, go get
let's
it.
flip it the other side of the argument. If United, they can't get him out of PSG. They can't get Pochettino out of PSG at this
Well,
moment
if
in
they
time.
can't get him out,
Because PSG
how's
have
that
got
going to change in the summer?
Because in the summer, the manager will take control of the situation rather than the club.
But then he could do that now.
Not sure. I'm not sure with PSG. They've got a project in hand.
what
They're in the
change-
Champions League.
Yeah.
They've got a dynamic. He needs to be doing something meaningful. I just think that I
He
think
would
it's
need to tell them now, Simon, he wants to go.
Well, the other question is we're missing here is does Pochettino, does he want to come back to manage Manchester United when he's in charge of
should
PSG?
think so.
I think
I should think so.
Irrespective of what people make of this, I think there is a vast difference between a Man United on gas than there is on PSG. PSG are a manufactured club. Man United are a unique livery-based football club that gets a proper leader in there. They'll be okay again.
I'm not suggesting he shouldn't. I'm saying, but until that question is asked to him, we don't know, do we? But he might be happy where he is. You don't know. And if so, who's next on the list? Because we're talking about Poch, and then there's Brendan. There's rumours about Brendan.
Yeah.
Will Man
But
United
they've also
fans?
got to clear out United as well. I'm sorry, I know this sounds a bit brutal.
Well, it does.
Out with Carrick, out with Phelan, out with Fletcher, and get a group of people in there that are built upon winning something. Not because they once upon a time played for an elite Man United side, but because they're capable in the 21st century of looking down the prism of Tuchel, Guardiola, and whoever else's team that we're looking at, they're elite, Klopp, and go, this team, pound for pound, position for position, in our management structure is as good as the best in class.
Right.
You can't run that argument
Which
with
is
United.
what Levy did at Tottenham.
Didier Deschamps
With
is
Conte.
another one. Didier Deschamps
And he
is
brought
another
all
one.
his own people
All
with
his
him.
own people.
Didier Deschamps is another one. I know he's an international manager, but I always think international managers can be persuaded to go back into club management.
But you think Deschamps would go in there on an interim basis?
No, because he's manager of France. I'm talking now about a permanent fixture.
The same as a German manager. He's not going to look at it on an interim basis.
He's been there. He's been in a French job a long, long time. And if you're looking at criteria of what somebody's won and what they've achieved in a career, Deschamps' CV is much greater than Pochettino.
Can you come back from running a very different dynamic of an international football setup to going back to domestic where it's dawn till dusk, supposedly, if you believe how hard managers work, dawn till dusk, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, right? Can you get back into that vigour and rigour of also scrutiny every moment of every day from every angle? It's a different dynamic. You've got out of that particular gear, gone into playing 8 games a year, gone into scrutiny that comes once or twice a
on
year.
the person, Simon, does it on their
True.
appetite for the job, the age, and those things. I'm thinking outside the box.
Outside the box, yeah.
We go single-minded into these names of Brendan, who's great, but former Liverpool manager. Would United fans want him? Not sure. Poch, what's he won? Has he proven himself to be able to manage a top club yet? It's a risk. People like you need somebody strong going in there. I mean, Hansi Flick's a terrific manager. You're right; they might not be able to persuade him, but why not try and push the envelope? Deschamps, another one. He solves a Pogba problem.
Yeah. I keep on thinking this is Manchester United. How on earth has it got to
Because
this?
they're not being led properly.
Yeah.
People that are making decisions are not making the right... On the stock market, they're making the right decisions. On the financing of Man United, they're making brilliant decisions.
Yeah.
But on the football operation, come on, look at it. The Glazers aren't invested enough in what's happening. Ed Woodward is a brilliant commercial man, but clearly doesn't understand how to appoint football managers. So what are you basing that upon? When we talk about people saying you shouldn't appoint Conte, that ship has gone, why should the same people that miss those opportunities be any more availed of insight the next time a real one comes across the horizon?
Yeah. Right. Lift the phone and give us a call. 03717 223344.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.